gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby. Whoa! Woo! Woo! Woo!
He got a bicycle.
I'm here to get out with the big boys.
It's handling the Big Johnson.
From anal bleeding. What?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever episode of the Wrestling All Day Podcast. And it is exactly what it sounds like. It is all wrestling all day. Now, before we get started, this podcast was formerly known as the BJ Experience Podcast. However, that is no more. The experience is over, and it is a new day, all day. So, wrestling all day literally defines my life. From the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed, there's something wrestling related going on in my life. Whether it's my video games, whether it's watching it on TV, whether it's making masks of wrestlers, whether it's going out and getting shit from the store for wrestling. It's constantly a part of my life. So, wrestling all day is something that I decided to come up with that brings people in the wrestling community together. And hopefully we can get some guests on here that don't have two differing opinions, because I know nowadays on the internet, having a different opinion than somebody that's no bueno. So we're currently working on getting a YouTube channel set up as well, but this is the Wrestling All Day Podcast, and I don't have a whole lot to talk about. There's not really much going on right now, but this week coming up for Supersized SmackDown, there's rumors going around that the show is a teaser to test what is going to be a possible third hour for Friday Night SmackDown. Now, this Friday SmackDown will be on FS1, not on Fox, but they're going to be possibly testing for a third hour, and Raw is already 3 hours, and I cannot sit through 6 hours of television, especially wrestling television, because like you got NXT, Raw, AEW, 2 shows for AEW, then you got SmackDown, and then you got this stuff in between, like YouTube shows. Like my local independent puts up shows on YouTube. MLW puts up shows on YouTube. There's so much wrestling and such a little bit of time to get it done in 1 week. And I don't think a third hour of SmackDown is necessary. SmackDown right now has been absolutely on fire, especially with the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns being your Universal Champion for, I think they said 403 days last Friday. So it'll be 410 days this Friday. 410 days ago, Roman Reigns pinned The Fiend, and he has not been the same since. We know The Fiend was released earlier this year by WWE. Absolutely shocking move. And his no-compete clause is up in just a few weeks, the 29th of October. The Fiend's no-compete clause will be up. And the question is, where is The Fiend going to go? Is The Fiend going to go to WWE again? Are they going to re-sign him? Is he going to go to Impact? Is he going to go to AEW? Is he going to retire? That's the real question. But back to the whole SmackDown thing. With SmackDown going to 3 hours, I don't think it's necessary. I think in the 2 hours they get enough time in there for everybody. You know, they have their little segment with Rick Boogs and Nakamura every week. Paul Heyman and Kayla, probably the most entertaining thing actually on SmackDown alongside Roman Reigns. And then we have Seth Rollins and Edge, which is now going to culminate inside Hell in a Cell, October 21st at Crown Jewel. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's one of those damn Saudi shows. But a Hell in a Cell match at Crown Jewel. So at Crown Jewel, there will be Edge versus Seth Rollins inside the Hell in a Cell. And they're going to have the finals of the King and Queen's Crown tournament. So there'll be 2 matches actually this year in Saudi, which is absolutely like mind-blowing, considering the fact the first time they went, they couldn't have any female matches. And then when Lacey Evans and Natalya went over there, they had to be completely covered from head to toe. But now we're going to get a triple threat women's match, plus the finals of the Queen's Crown tournament, which, again, for Saudi Arabia, the ass-backwards country, that's impressive that it's even going to be happening. It shouldn't be impressive, is what I'm trying to say. It shouldn't be something that's impressive. Women have matches all the time over here. Hell, I'm pretty sure WWE had an all-women's pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure Impact just had an all-women's pay-per-view last night. Or within the last week, or they're going to have one. I don't know. I'm pretty sure NWA did one as well. Now, with that said, Saudi Arabia it's Saudi Arabia. If you're not fit to their standards, you don't get to live a happy life, or get to live a life at all. So, again, it's something that's impressive that shouldn't be... Sorry about that. Something that's impressive that shouldn't be impressive, because it shouldn't be a thing. They should already have just as much rights as the men do over there, and it's kind of fucking stupid that they don't. But at the risk of getting into that and getting myself banned on my first episode, let's move on to our next piece. In a recent interview with Table Talk, Karrion Kross, now going by Demolition Cross. That's not a thing. I'm just making that up. But he said that, well, he didn't say it, but he hinted at possibly bringing up Scarlett from NXT to Monday Night Raw. Now, they've been saying this since Cross debuted, and we've yet to see Scarlett. That's the only way I'll be anything remotely interested in a Karrion Kross match. So, until Scarlett shows up, Karrion Kross can just kind of sit on the back burner like he's already doing. But it would be nice to see her together with him on Raw or SmackDown. I don't know if Kross got drafted or not. I don't think he did. But outside of the world of WWE, there's so much going on. Like, Bobby Fish just recently signed with MLW and AEW as well. Bobby Fish just recently getting a contract. The Young Bucks apparently had a big hand in him getting a contract in AEW. But Bobby Fish, he's kind of been all around. He was just at my local indie promotion a couple weeks ago. He fought Deshaun Pratt, the Prince of Camden. If you haven't seen Deshaun Pratt's work, go check him out. He had a fantastic match with Bobby Fish. And they just had a show the other day. I don't think Bobby was there for that one. But Bobby just recently wrestled in Philadelphia at MLW. And most recently on AEW. And I'm pretty sure this Friday he's going to be facing Daniel Bryan. I could be wrong on that. I haven't followed Rampage since the first episode. But with Wrestling All Day, I'm going to have to start. So, I'm going to try to do an episode every maybe Wednesday or Thursday. And then I'll recap from that Friday to that Thursday. So I can get SmackDown, Raw, NXT, and AEW. And then start for the next week. So, be prepared. Every Thursday, Wrestling All Day will be coming to you on your favorite platforms, whether it's here on Spreaker, whether it's on YouTube, whether it's on Spotify, iHeartRadio. We are on there and available for you guys to listen to whenever you want. But that's really going to do it for today. We don't have a whole lot of time, and there doesn't seem to be much news going on in the coming week. But of course, when more news comes our way, we'll definitely be able to come on here and tell you guys about it. It's been a really, really big time for the world of professional wrestling. The indies are on fire. AEW, WWE, as much as people don't want to admit it, SmackDown's been on fire. They just put on a pretty good pay-per-view. Extreme Rules wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that great either. But I think if they had more extreme shit, like they kind of should have, Extreme Rules, I think it wouldn't have been as bad. But Finn Balor falling off the top rope was pretty fucking dumb. But, a lot of good stuff coming out of the world of professional wrestling. Whether you like it, whether you like AEW, whether you like WWE, whether you like both, whatever. If you like both, then, you have a huge, huge platform every week to watch some of the best wrestlers in the world do what they do better than anybody. And can't really sit there and knock these guys when you're not signed. So, there's that. But like I said, the independents have been on fire. And before we get off of here, before we get off of the Wrestling All Day podcast, I have a couple minutes left. I do want to talk about something that happened at my local indie promotion, and I was not there for it. South Philly's finest, the Gent Jimmy Conway and the Line Luca Brasi becoming the new PPW Tag Team Champions for the 7th time. 7-time Tag Team Champions, South Philly's finest. Go check out their work. Go check out PPW. It's available on Twitter at PPW Entertainment. YouTube, it's my local fed, so I gotta put it over. But there's so much good that comes out of it. We just had Casey Navarro and Davey Richards on Saturday. And the first time I saw them compete was pretty fun. That was back in June of this year. But yeah, definitely go check out PPW stuff. And no, they're not paying me to say this. I'm just doing it because they're my local fed, and I got to put them over. But there is somebody paying me to talk, and that is Crystal Lake Creations. Crystal Lake Creations creates custom Friday the 13th masks and horror art, and it's all available on Etsy.com/shop/Crystal Lake Creations. Crystal Lake Creations, they take custom commissions, and they will make sure that you are the hit of your Halloween or any kind of party you want to throw. So again, that is Etsy.com/shop/C Lake Creations. They gave me 2 links, but there you go. Put my local fed over, put the shop over. That is about it for the first episode of Wrestling All Day. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we can't wait to come back to you. We'll be seeing you guys next Thursday with more Wrestling All Day podcast.